Have you ever noticed, despite all the noise around us, a quiet little voice inside you trying to get your attention? It's not just your thoughts or feelings talking, it's something soft and steady, like a gentle echo from somewhere deep inside, somewhere you can't really point to, but somehow you just know it's there. That quiet voice isn't just your imagination, it's real and it's waiting for you to listen. But how do you actually hear it? Most people look outside themselves, books, teachers, intense experiences, but very few stop and pay attention to where the real connection to your higher self lives. Your breath. Yes, you're breathing all day long, but how many of those breaths do you take consciously? How many are deep enough to go beyond just existing and reach the deepest, brightest, most honest part of who you are? Breathing isn't just a bodily function. In ancient wisdom, it was seen as the language of the soul, the way your body and spirit come together. It's no coincidence that in many languages the word for breath and spirit are linked. In Hebrew, it's ruach. In Greek, pneuma. In Latin, spiritus. They all mean both breath and spirit. When you breathe with awareness, breathing in like you're receiving energy from the universe, breathing out like you're letting go of your ego, something powerful happens. A door opens, a vibration tunes in, and your inner self starts to communicate. This isn't a breathing lesson. It's an invitation to explore the unseen. We'll look at how mindful breathing helps you connect with your highest energy, the part of you that's calm and steady beneath all the noise, the part that doesn't shout but is always there. You'll learn why this practice has been quietly passed down for centuries. You'll see how ancient spiritual schools used it to reach higher states. And most importantly, you'll realize you don't need anything outside yourself to wake up. You just need to learn how to breathe with your soul. Because when you truly breathe, when each breath in feels like a gift, and each breath out feels like letting go, your body becomes a temple, and the silence starts to speak. Since humans began, breath has been way more than just a way to stay alive. Ancient cultures didn't see breathing as just air going in and out. They saw it as a sacred link between the physical and the invisible. In ancient Egypt, priests practiced a special rhythmic breathing called the breath of Ra. By syncing their breath with the sun's cycles, they believed they connected their vital energy with cosmic wisdom. It wasn't just symbolic, it was a real way to sharpen their awareness, clear their inner channels, and hear the spirit's language through the air. In India, yogis developed an ancient breathing art called pranayama. The word means life force. Prana, expansion, ayama. It wasn't just about breathing better, it was about growing your awareness through breath. Hindu texts say that if you control your breath, you control your mind, and if you control your mind, you awaken to your true self. In Chinese tradition, Qigong is about moving the life energy, qi, inside the body. But qi isn't just energy, it's consciousness. Taoists said breath connects earth and heaven, the instinctive body and the eternal spirit. Breath was the path to becoming immortal. Even in early Christianity and in Sufi Islam, breath mattered. Desert monks combined prayer with breath, making each out-breath a surrender and each in-breath a reception of divine grace. Sufis used rhythmic breathing with their sacred chants to enter a calm state where the soul could hear God's voice without words. What do all these traditions have in common? They didn't depend on outside things. They knew that when the body calms and breath becomes aware, the walls between your everyday self and your higher self fall away. The soul doesn't yell, it whispers, and you can only hear it in the quiet of deep breath. Today, this wisdom is coming back. Science is starting to confirm what ancient teachers already knew. Mindful breathing changes the brain, balances emotions, and opens the door to higher states. But beyond science, there's a spiritual truth. Breathing with intention is remembering who you really are. Breath is the first thing you do at birth and the last thing you do at death. In between, you breathe thousands of times without thinking. But inside that simple act is a doorway to your highest self. This isn't just a poetic idea, it's a real living truth. Breath connects your body to your subtle consciousness. Learning to breathe with purpose is opening a door that's always been there, waiting. To really get how breath links you to your higher self, you need to understand one key thing. Your awareness has layers. The top layer is full of scattered thoughts, emotions, and outside distractions. But underneath, there's a deeper, quiet, clear awareness. Different traditions call it presence, witness, being, or simply I am. You can't reach that deeper level with your logical mind. It happens when you tune into your energy. Breath is the key to tuning in. When you breathe shallowly, your energy stays stuck in the part of your mind that gets distracted, worried, or compares itself to others. But when you start breathing deeply, slowly, and with intention, something changes. The mental chatter quiets down, your focus sharpens, your body relaxes, and you become more aware. In that space, you stop just thinking. You start really noticing. You stop reacting. You start understanding. You become an observer of yourself. And that's when your higher self begins to show up. On an energetic level, conscious breathing changes the body's vibration. Slowing down your breath slows your brain waves too, bringing you into a calmer, more focused state, like the relaxed brain waves people have during meditation or moments of inspiration. This isn't random, it's like tuning a radio antenna. Your breath helps you connect to frequencies that have always been there, but were blocked by all the noise in your head. This brings us to something called fine spiritual energy. It's not electricity or heat. It's a subtle vibration you can't see, but it's very real to those who are awake. It's the energy behind intuition, sudden knowing, and love without reason. When you breathe consciously, you raise your personal energy so you can sense this energy, like hearing a whisper in silence. The best part? You don't need blind faith or complicated rituals, just your attention and your breath. Your breath becomes a compass inside you, and you start to feel that something inside is guiding you, watching over you, and communicating without words. That feeling of sudden clarity, peace, or inner knowing, that's your higher self talking through the quiet your breath created. As you practice, a deep change happens. You stop identifying with fear, the past, or pretending to be someone else. You begin to see that beneath all that, there's a part of you that's always been there, free, wise, loving, and calm. You don't find this part by trying hard. It appears when you're present, and breath is the real way to get there. So it's not just about breathing better. It's about living from your breath. Breathing becomes a sacred act, like moving meditation, a doorway you cross again and again to get closer to your bright, true center. We've already talked about how conscious breathing calms you, sharpens your energy, and connects you to your higher self. But there's more. How that connection starts to speak to you. The most powerful part isn't just finding peace, it's learning to listen to your inner guidance, that subtle whisper of your soul. And to do that, you need to know the higher self doesn't communicate like your mind does. It doesn't argue or reason. The higher self speaks through vibrations. Conscious breathing is the tuner that makes your body and mind an instrument to pick up those messages. Imagine a lake. When the wind blows, the water is all rough and blurry. But when it's calm, the water is a perfect mirror. Your mind works the same way. When you breathe shallowly and live on autopilot, your inner world is rough and unclear. When you breathe with intention, everything calms down, and you can clearly see your higher self's light. How does this communication happen? Don't expect words or pictures. Sometimes it's just a feeling of certainty, an idea that pops up effortlessly, a warm feeling guiding your choice, or an inner yes you can't explain but just feels right. Many spiritual teachers call this inner listening. It's not imagination or wishful thinking. It's a frequency you can only sense when you turn inward and breathe mindfully. At this point, practice is key. The more you do it, the more you notice these signals. Your whole body becomes like an antenna. You sense shifts in places, in people, in your own decisions. What once felt random now has meaning. What was once vague intuition becomes clear guidance. Here's something cool. Your heart and brain start working together. Studies show deep, rhythmic breathing syncs brain waves with your heartbeat, creating a state of balance and clarity. People say in this state they feel more clear, intuitive, and aware. Ancient cultures knew this without science. That's why many sacred rituals included long, deep breathing before important visions or decisions. It was their way to tune in to higher wisdom. And that wisdom isn't somewhere out there. It's deep inside you, and that higher you has always been waiting for you to quiet the noise so it can speak. Sometimes this leads to what some call spiritual downloads, sudden insights that shift your life, or feelings of unity with everything around you. These don't come from outside. They come from the core, beneath all the thoughts, fears, and distractions. The amazing thing is, you don't have to call this higher part of yourself. It's already there. You just need to breathe and make space for it. The practice is simple, but the impact is huge. With every breath in, you receive. With every breath out, you let go. And in the small pause between, you hear yourself beyond your ego. That's the whisper of your soul. That's the secret language of your higher self. And it's just one breath away. Knowing breath connects you to your higher self is the first step. But without making it a daily habit, without dedication, it stays just an idea. To really live this wisdom, you have to create sacred moments in your everyday life. You don't need a fancy temple. Your body is the temple. Your breath is the incense. Your awareness is the priest. Here are some simple but powerful practices to help you tune into your subtle energy and connect with your higher self. These exercises not only balance your body, but also open up new levels of awareness. Make them part of your routine, because awakening isn't a one-time event, it's a lifestyle. First, the morning ritual. 3 gates, 1 breath. When you wake up, before checking your phone or getting out of bed, place your hands on 3 spots: your belly, your heart, and your forehead. These are the 3 gates of your inner temple: your instinct, your emotions, and your intuition. Take a deep breath into your belly, then exhale gently through your mouth. Next, breathe into your heart with gratitude. Finally, breathe into your forehead as if it's glowing from the inside. Repeat this 3 times. In less than 5 minutes, this simple ritual balances your energy and connects you with your center right from the start of the day. Second, active, intentional breathing. During the day, especially when you feel confused, worried, or stressed, pause. Put your hands on your chest or belly. Breathe in for 4 counts, hold for 2, and breathe out for 6. But don't just do it mechanically. Ask yourself silently, what part of me needs attention right now? Don't look for a logical answer. Notice what feelings, thoughts, or images come up. This isn't a mental conversation. It's tuning into your higher self's subtle guidance. Third, whisper meditation. Every night before bed, sit quietly in the dark, close your eyes, and focus on the sound of your breath. Don't try to control it, just notice it. If your mind wanders, softly whisper a word that feels right to you, like peace, I am, light, or silence. This practice helps your mind relax and opens you up to intuitive messages in your dreams or when you wake up. Sometimes you'll get a phrase or a feeling of knowing. Trust it. Your higher self speaks in symbols, not words. Fourth, cyclical breathing with affirmations. Pick a short, meaningful phrase that connects you with your purpose, like "I am wisdom," "I trust my guidance," or "I'm connected to my soul." As you breathe, repeat the phrase quietly in your mind as you inhale, and imagine it spreading through your body as you exhale. Do this for 5 minutes every day. It helps reprogram your energy and aligns your thoughts with your true self. Fifth, create a breath altar. Set up a small space in your home, a candle, a crystal, a flower, or a bowl. When you sit there, you enter into connection with your higher self. Doing this regularly builds a special energy in that spot, helping your mind quiet faster and creating a doorway to your inner self. These aren't just exercises, they're symbolic acts that strengthen your connection to the unseen. By practicing daily, you build a living relationship with your higher self and learn that the deepest wisdom comes from within, not outside. Your journey hasn't been about distance, but depth. You've moved from just breathing automatically to understanding that each breath can be a prayer, each exhale an answer from your soul. This isn't new, it's as old as life itself. But in today's noisy, busy world, this simple truth is often forgotten. Conscious breath is the master key to the divine inside you. Breathing isn't something you have to learn, it's something you remember. It's not just a physical process, but a sacred language. When you pay attention to your breath, you tune your energy, calm your mind, balance your emotions, and open a channel for your higher self to speak. This higher self isn't far away or imaginary. It's the wisest, most loving, clearest part of you. It watches without judging, guides without forcing, and whispers even when your ego is shouting. It's always been with you, but its voice is quiet, only heard when your inner temple is still, and that stillness comes from the simplest, most powerful thing, your breath. Just like fire needs oxygen to burn, your soul needs space to show up. That space is created between each breath in and each conscious breath out. In that quiet moment, magic happens. Clarity appears, certainty arises, and connection without words takes place. That's where you live in truth. So don't underestimate the power of a single conscious breath. One mindful breath can stop an emotional storm, bring insight, and restore balance. Make breathing a daily loving practice, and soon you'll notice you react less, sense more, and your life flows more naturally from within. If this message resonates with you, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share it with others looking for their inner voice. Because the soul's wisdom shouldn't be a secret, but a way of life. Now you have the key. Breathe and listen.